Good day, children. So today is the fifth part of the enemy, and it is from page number 35 to page number 38, and that is also the first paragraph of page number 38. So last time we saw in part 4, in the end we saw that the narrator, he found the bullet near the kidney, and then he started searching for it with his fingers, and then to him he remembered the words of his doctor, words of the professor who taught them autonomy, and he said that a person without the knowledge, if he does the operation, it is equal to the murder. So while he was thinking and he was searching for the bullet, he got it in his hand, and he said, "It is not quite at the kidney, my friend." So Dr. Sadao, he called the American soldier my friend. And this habit was, when the doctors, they treat the patient, that time they call them the friend. And during his training, the doctor learned that when you are nursing the patient, that time you should talk to them as a friend, in a friendly manner. So he said, "My friend," and he forgot that it was his enemy. Then quickly, with the cleanest and most precious of incisions, the bullet was out. And then very, very cleanly and very swiftly, he took that bullet out of the body. The man quivered, the man was shaking, and he was groaning also, and he was speaking few words in English. And then after that, when he was speaking some words in English, so Hannah got scared. She said, "Sadao." Sadao told her to be quiet. And then after that, again the American soldier, he sank into silence. He was again unconscious, but in his unconscious mind only, he was speaking all those words, and then again he sank. And then the doctor, he took his hands into his, he started checking his pulse. The pulse were very faint, they were very slow, and he wanted, in his mind he was thinking that man should not live, but he was a doctor and he was hoping that he should live also. But certainly I do not want this man to live, he thought. He was saying that I don't want this man to live. And then he told Hannah that no more anesthetic is needed. So she kept it back. And then he turned towards his medicines. He took some vial, and then he filled it in the hypodermic, and then he thrust it in the left arm of the patient. He gave an injection to the patient, and then he put down the needle. Again he lifted his hands. He felt his pulse, and the pulse grew stronger and stronger. "The man will live in spite of all," he said to Hannah, and sighed. And then sighingly, he said to Hannah that the man is going to live. And afterwards, when the man woke up, he was quite weak because much of blood was lost from his body. His eyes were blue, they were looking terrified. And Hannah was a little bit afraid also. And then she started apologizing in front of me, saying sorry to him. She herself served him, and then she looked after him, and none of the servants came to nurse the patient. When she came in the first time, she saw him summon his small strength to be prepared for some fearful things. And first, when she came inside, she saw that the man was trying to get up because he knew some fearful thing is going to happen to him, and he was very much afraid. So Hannah said to him, "You don't be afraid." So he asked Hannah, the American soldier asked her, "Ki, how you speak American? How you speak English?" So she told him that we have been to America and we lived over there for a very long time. And then he wanted to reply to her something. He wanted to say something to him. So he could not say also because he was quite weak. Hannah knelt down and then she fed him with her own hands. He was not willing to eat, but still he ate. And then Hannah told him that after few days you will be strong enough to do all your things by yourself, and she tried to comfort him. You must have seen that somebody is ill at home, then your mother or somebody or you yourself go and you comfort that person that you'll be all right, don't worry. So in the same way, Hannah was comforting the patient. She was comforting the American soldier that he'll be all right. He did not answer, but he did not say anything. On the third day of the operation, when Saddam came to look at him, he was sitting and his face was bloodless. His face was looking pale. So Saddam said to him, "You lie down. If you are going to sit like this, you are certainly going to die." And then he forced him to lie down, and then he said, "You may kill yourself if you not rest." So the boy said to him, the American soldier asked him, "What are you going to do with me?" And his face clearly showed that he was not more than 17 years old, and he asked him, "Are you going to hand me over?" So for few seconds, Saddam was quiet. He did not say anything, and after examining him, he covered him with a silk quilt, and then he said, "I too don't know myself. What shall I do? I don't know what to do with you." Then he said, "First I thought that I should give you to the police because you are a prisoner of war." And then he stopped him to say anything because he saw that the American soldier was trying to say something to him. So he stopped him. He said, "No, you don't speak anything." Because if he spoke anything to him, doctor would have become emotional. So he told him not to speak to him anything, neither tell me your name, and do not tell me your name unless I ask you. So he said, "Until and unless I'll ask your name, don't tell me your name." And then they looked at each other for a moment, and the young man closed his eyes and he turned his face towards the wall. He was feeling very bad. "Okay," he whispered, and he was feeling very bad that these people are going to hand me over to the police. Outside the door, Hannah was waiting. She was listening what they were conversing with each other, and she was very much troubled. And then she told Saddam that Yumi told me that servants feel that we are hiding this man and we are doing bad. We should hand him over to the police. And according to her, that we have stayed for so long in America, so we don't have sympathy for the Japanese. We are showing sympathy to the American person. So she said, "You all have lost all your faith towards your own country." So Saddam said, "No, it's not true. Americans are our enemies." So he said, "No, Americans are our enemies, but we are trained. As a doctor, we are trained not to let a man die if you can help it." The servant cannot understand that, she said anxiously. So Hannah said to her husband that the servants, they are not able to understand all these things. No, he agreed. Neither seemed able to say more, or somehow household dragged on. And then for few days the household went on like that. Servants were very much cautious. They were keenly watching what was going on, and there was not at all mercy for the doctor and his wife. They did not have mercy in their eyes. They did not show mercy in their eyes towards the couple. It is clear that a master ought to do, old gardener said one morning. So it is clear that he is helping the American man. He has worked with flowers all his life and had been a specialist doing moss. So the gardener, he was a specialist in garden and in flowers and all. In the same way, doctor was a specialist in saving the life of the people. So he said, okay, I know that master is trying to save the man. For Sadao's father, this gardener had made a moss garden, and it was the best garden in Japan, and it was bright green carpet. It was like a bright green carpet. None of the leaves or the pine needle fell on it, and if it used to fall, the master used to clean it by himself. And then he pinched a bud from the bush. When a man is so near death, why did he not let him die? And he said, when the man was about to die, when the American was about to die, why he did not let him die, why he saved his life. The young master is so proud of his skill to save life that he saves any life, the cook said contemptuously. And then the cook, he also did not stop. He also said, our master is so proud of his skill that he is a doctor and he can save any life. And she, at that very moment, split the fowl's neck. She was holding the hen in her hand and cut the neck of the fowl, and the bird was fluttering as it was dying, and the blood fell in the wisteria vine. The vine, some of the trees, this blood of hen is very good for the plants. So the blood flew in the roots of the vine, and the gardener did not want to waste a drop because he was an expert gardener. So he did not want to waste any drop of blood to go in that vine. It is the children of whom we must think. Now you, me. So the gardener, he spoke about the master, then the cook spoke about the master, now the maid Yumi. She said, it is because of the children I am here. And I am thinking that if the father, if the doctor is punished, what is going to happen to the two children of the doctor? So for them I am staying over here. They did not try to hide what they said from the ears of Hana. And they purposely, these three people purposely spoke all those things in front of Hana because they wanted her to listen and go and tell the doctor. So she was arranging the flowers in the veranda and she overheard these people talking, and she understood that these people, they don't want us to look after and give life to the prisoner, and she had come to think of him as a prisoner. She had not liked him even yesterday when he had said to him his impulsive way, anyway, let me tell you that my name is Tom. And the other day the soldier, he told his name to Hana, that my name is Tom, and she just bowed at him, and she saw that his eyes were full of sadness, sorrow, and he was hurt very badly, and it was clear that he was feeling bad, that he was kind of trouble in the house. As for Sadao, every day he examined the wound carefully, and every day Sadao used to come, he used to examine the wound. The last stitch had been pulled out this morning, and that morning on that day, means on the 6th day, he pulled out the last stitch from the scar. And the young man would in fortnight be nearly as well as ever. Sadao went back to his office and carefully typed a letter to the chief of police reporting the whole matter. And then after that, Sadao went to his office room and then he typed a letter to the chief of police and he wrote everything on the letter. On the 21st day of February, an escaped prisoner was washed up on the shore in front of my house. So he started the letter like this, that on 21st day of February, a prisoner of war, he was washed to the shore in front of my house. So far he typed, and then he opened a secret drawer of his desk and put the unfinished report into it. And after typing that much, he kept it in the secret drawer of the desk. And he did not finish the report. It was unfinished. So that's all for today, children. And this is the 5th part. And most probably, this will have 7 or 8 parts. And in this, I hope you must be understanding. And when you listen to the explanation, you should hold your book and you should read the lesson so that you may understand it more well. And after completing this, I'll be giving you the notes. And I hope you all have understood who all are the characters in the lesson. Dr. Sadao is there, his wife Hana, the gardener is there, cook, the maid Yumi, and there are 2 children of doctor and his wife, and the American soldier Tom. So these are the main characters in this part 5. So I think you have understood. So that's all for today. Good day, children.